What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're obviously reviewing round 11, Port Adelaide versus Fremantle. Happened at Optus Stadium for the second round of Sir Doug Nicholls' round, and was Willie Rioli's 100th game. It was an all-time record-breaking game for Travis Boak. It was a terrible performance by the Port Adelaide Football Club, and I think these are becoming a reoccurrence now. The last 4 weeks we've lost, and convincingly lost. Last night was another terrible defeat. Obviously, the Showdown's been the only convincing game in the last month that has been somewhat respectable, and even then we should have won that game. Obviously the Dogs game was terrible. The Cats game, second half blowout, and Freo at Optus was a second half blowout as well. Yeah, not too much to really say. I think we've all are sort of feeling the same thing at the moment. This has been a pretty tough month and a pretty sort of shitty year in general, as we know. We can talk about the performances, but I think they're blatantly clear of exactly what's wrong with this football club right now. It's a shit place to feel, like a really shit place to be in. It's just, and I'm sorry for the language, I don't know how to emphasize how bad this really is feeling at the moment. In the whole time that I've done this channel since 2017, even the year 2019 when we didn't make finals, but that was like a turning point in terms of the young guns coming in. Every year since, I feel like this is the lowest point I've felt. Even we were 0-5 in 2022, and I still felt somewhat okay. There is no resemblance of hope with this group right now. Since that less convincing win against North, I've sat here and I thought, right, if we can get away with the month after 2-2 and we're still in a good, decent position fighting for finals, then I feel like there's this hope, there's this opportunity. But now we're sitting here with 4-7 going into the bye. There is not a chance we play finals. We're in the bottom four. We are a shallow, surface level appearing team of once what was this team that would fight it out, would find a way to win, would find and grind and fight their way through any debacle and even criticism. They used to be the bounce back kings, and now they don't even care. I don't think we care, and that's really concerning. This is a side that cared, at least. We'd all be external noise, and as fans, we'd be saying, sack Hinkley, or this player needs to be dropped, and this and that. And albeit most of it was fair, but we'd bounce back, we'd show a bit of fight, and we'd have another week of, all right, well, we got the win. Let's see what we can do next. Now we sit here, and it's nothing, I have no hope in this team, in this club. This playing group is a real knife's edge away from a reset, and we've recycled and had players come through like no tomorrow over the years, and now I sit here and losing to the Freo Dockers by 49 points when we're somewhat in a decent spot at half time in the wet. I know it was a wet game, and it was a game that had to be won on skill, and a couple of numbers I'll throw out for you. We went at 65% efficiency in the wet compared to the Dockers 72%. We went at 12% going inside 50 for scores. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. It's how many inside 50s can we have before having a shot? And even when we have a shot on goal, they're in a shitty position, or in a position that we can't remotely have an opportunity to score a goal. It's really disappointing. You get given opportunities like Darcy Byrne-Jones getting knocked out by Alex Pearce, which was a terrible incident, and Finlayson has a shot on goal and hits the post, like missed opportunity. That first quarter we looked like we were applying pressure. We looked good. We looked like we were on. We turned it on, and they might have scored goals and been in and around the contest, but at least we had opportunities, involvements, and after quarter time we just died off. And then third quarter, there was a play. The Dockers were 4 goals up going inside 50. I think Murphy Reid ended up kicking a goal, but I sat there and I watched Rory Atkins and Ryan Burton after a contest just jog. I don't understand the attitude of this group. This is I perfectly described a gap year for this club, for everyone. It's a paycheck year. They know they got a 12-month salary guaranteed coming their way. Every single person from the top to the bottom of this football club is sitting in a position where a 12-month salary is guaranteed paid. That's what pisses me off. There is no accountability with this football club. Nothing at all. We should be sitting here right now, 4-7, succession plan, and we're sitting here going, right, we're not no chance of making finals. Time to go, Ken. That's enough. This farewell tour that's been promoted and has been, shoved in our face. No one cares. No one cares this year. I said in a preview about a person that commented saying, does anyone really care? Or no one cares. And I sat here and was like, that's not the attitude we have to take. I sit back now and I look at the comments and I go, absolutely fair enough. Why should we care? Why should I front up and do a review of this game? Why do I need to? Why do I want to? I don't want to. I want to be reviewing a game that we're competitive in. I don't want to sit here and whinge and complain and be a negative person. I don't like that. Negativity doesn't belong in the world. Yet I have to sit here and I have to measure myself in a way where we can sit here and go, do we have an opportunity to do anything? Is there any ounce of positives? No. Hugh Jackson. This is the story of Port Adelaide. Hugh Jackson, debut game. Hey, you can have to be a sub. Why? Give him a go. Christian Moraes. These players, give them opportunities now. Joe Berry, get him in the side, get them experience. I don't care if they're going to turn it over or, they don't apply the physicality because they're young. Give them a go. This right now is, we're a shell of once what we were as a football club, and I'm sad. It's tough, but going into the bye, I've never been happier to have a bye because I don't want to think about Port Adelaide. There's no highlights I want to watch. There is nothing that you can sit here and say that will get me excited. We played GWS in Canberra the week we come back. That's a guaranteed 80-point loss. Melbourne at home the week after that on a Sunday. Melbourne are clicking into form. That's a 40-point loss. The mentality has to change. This bye has to change a mentality for this footy club, and I want something ruthless. I want something to suggest. There was a succession plan for Nathan Buckley. Actually, no, sorry. There was pressure on Nathan Buckley. Nathan Buckley was part of a succession plan at Collingwood. He got sacked by round 12. His last game was 2020. I think it was round 11, and it was against the D's at the SCG, obscure game. Because he wasn't performing. It wasn't good enough. They got halfway through and they said, right, that's it. We have to pull the pin. Why can't we do that? Why can't we sit here and go, right, enough's enough. Ken, you've done your job. Everyone's getting a paycheck this year. Now let's see these players actually play for a position on this list. Play for their new coach. Play for a coach that's going to have some guts, can actually have a full say and not be like, oh, well, we'll babysit you through a little training course for the next 12 months. No, put him in. It's enough. Josh Carr's time is now. Whether he's the right person or not, it doesn't matter. We can't change that now. So he's got to be put in, and we're going to see. Let's put it under the microscope. Let's put this club under the microscope for the second half of the year and actually make some executive decisions as a football club, as a football department. Everyone's just getting a paycheck, and that's really annoying to me. Our best player last night was Ollie Wines. We were, pretty competitive in the stoppage, and they were just cleaner at the stoppage. And Ollie Wines is our best player. Barring, he turned it over and so forth, but he was giving it a go. He was working his ass off, and I'll give credit to that. The conditions will allow the disposal efficiency from Ollie. I'll let it slide because his work ethic and his presence at the contest was second to none. Rory Atkins was probably in our best, even though his attitude towards defence didn't look great. Anyone else? Rosie, Butters, shallow of themselves. It's really disappointing. Really sad. I just hope something turns around. Give me something positive to look forward to in 2026. I don't want to hold out hope because it's a new coach and that's the only message and the only promotion we've got. Yeah, it sucks. Let me know in the comments below, Port fans, your thoughts about this game and everything else at the moment. Obviously going to the bye. I will probably take a back seat from content for the next few days at the very least. I have, as I mentioned in the previous video, I'll have, if you haven't heard already, I have a new job and everything like that, and trying to work through that full time and obviously the content as well. I also have a shiner on my eye if you can't see. That's from footy. Make sure if you're diving for the footy, protect yourself from the ground, because face first into the ground doesn't help. So. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts, Port fans. I look forward to seeing all your content and everything. Plenty more to come for the second half of the year. Don't you worry about that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. The glass table will be out on Tuesday as well. And we'll look forward to seeing how everything else goes. But thank you very much for watching. My name's Anthony, and as always, come the pair.